You know, I was going to do a review of The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, especially after I had just bought the new triple play Blu-ray edition. But I thought, no, I'm going to do The Quiet Family. No! Right, like I said, I'm going to talk about The Quiet Family today, this film right here. I'm going to step back just a little bit and go back to the things I was talking about when I first started my channel, which is world cinema. Now, I really love Korean films, but specifically, I love Kim Jee-Woon. No, not that way. I'm not that kind of boy. I like the work he does. I adore the work he does. And this is the first film he made. It came out in 1998. It's called The Quiet Family. And it's a black comedy. Now, you see this listed in various sundry different sites on the net as a horror film. It's not. There's not anything really scary in it. Blackly amusing? Yes. It is very, very good. It stars, in actually secondary roles, Choi Min-Sik, and if the name sounds familiar, it should do because he was the main protagonist in Old Boy. And if you hadn't heard about Old Boy, you've been watching the wrong kind of films, or you've been living under a rock for the last few years. Fantastic film. The other great actor in it, and I'm going to have to look at my piece of paper for this one, is Kang Ho-song. And Kang Ho-song, or Kang Ho-song even, is probably the only Korean film actor in the country that started out in amateur dramatics. He's not classically trained, he didn't go to a film school. And he's a big noise over there right now, probably even bigger than Choi Min-Sik. He's been in a lot of films. He's been in Simply for Mr. Vengeance. He's been in Joint Security Area. He was in Thirst. He's been in loads. The guy is a fantastic actor. Probably the last thing you saw him in that was really great was The Host. He is a really, really wildly talented guy. I guess kind of their answer to David Jason, I think was the way I phrased it the last time. It's a brilliant film. And what happened was, I first saw this a few years back during a long summer of watching nothing but world cinema that we could find at Blockbuster downtown. And we happened to find this in a bargain bucket for really cheap. Now, this film that we got here was a 2-disc special edition. Now, I've got to say two things about this film. I mentioned it briefly before, I think. It is subtitled, but the other thing he did, Kim Jee-Woon, the man that was soon to become a genius in the Korean film area, also had it dubbed. Now, unlike most dubbing, which you'll see in Chinese films or you'll see in a lot of Japanese films, the people that are doing the dubbing don't have cut-glass English accents, oh boy. They speak like Korean people speaking English. I don't honestly believe, if I remember correctly, that they are the same actors, but using Korean actors to speak English was a brilliant move. It adds a lot to the film when you're watching it in the dubbed version. So again, for those of you that don't like subtitled films, this one's dubbed, and it's dubbed really well. Doesn't take away from it at all. In a nutshell is this family here, which consists of mom, dad, 2 daughters, son, and an uncle, all go to a lodge they purchased in a hiking area in the mountains. And the idea is they're going to make their living renting out rooms to hikers. It goes, of course, colossally wrong. Some crazy old lady puts a curse on the place, and all the guests start killing themselves or dying in really horrific ways. Rather than risk being closed down by the authorities, they decide to start hiding the bodies. Where the problem comes in is they get a lot of bodies. And it soon turns out that construction is going to be going on right where they live for a new road. So they have to move the bodies. It's basically a cross between black comedy and I don't know, slapstick, for lack of a better word. It is wildly funny. There's one scene where after they find, I think, the second or third body, the family's standing around looking at it, and the father snaps at them, "What are you looking at? Go and get the bags and the shovel." It is really, really a brilliantly funny film. If you get a chance, watch it, and let me know what you think about it. I thought it was wildly funny. I can still watch it over and over and over again and never get tired of seeing it. So again, this is the first one I'm going to look at of Kim Jee-Woon, and I will look at the rest of them in the order I saw them in to just kind of do a total fleshing out of the genius that is Kim Jee-Woon. So until next time, keep watching the movies and have fun. Bye. If you've seen a Bittersweet, if you've seen a Bittersweet Life, if you've seen a we'll try this again, this time in English. Right, we'll try that. We'll try that. We'll do that.